Demolition, and there's that right hand. They're cooking it out, not by the right hand. Takayama.
Green trunks for the southpaw, the notorious Conor McGregor. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo Jr. Conor relaxed, smiling. Oh!
Nate Diaz, you just shook up the world. How's that feel? Hey, I'm not surprised.
Welcome to this week's episode, Chingaso's Combat Crew. You know what time it is. It's time to talk Chingasos. We got the latest updates, hard-hitting highlights, and everything's happening in the world of UFC and all of combat sports. I got Benoit Denis versus Renato Moicano-results. I got UFC upcoming fight announcements, some pretty good BJJ stuffs, and a remarkable study done on PowerSlap. Hope your Monday's kicking off to a wonderful start. And I hope you stick around to the very end of the episode. I got a special announcement on an upcoming interview I got coming out with the creator of Savage Technique. So stick around for that. But for now, let's start talking Chingasos, y'all. And especially these guys. These guys have been throwing Chingasos for a while. This is something you probably already knew. We didn't need to spend money on this. What am I talking about? For those of you that are listening, head over to our YouTube page at Chingasos Crew. But Vice, from the old school Vice News, I guess they sponsored a study or they looked into a study. And unbeknownst to everybody and Uncle Dana, the results of this study say that 80% of slap fighting participants shown brain injuries since they participated. Visible signs of concussions. So with that being said, like I said, pretty sure you didn't need a study to do that, to know about that. All right, it looks like we're going to have to waste a little more time to find out how badass Alfonso's favorite UFC heavyweight, Alexander Volkov, is going to be, because he just sustained some type of an injury and he's pushing his fight with Ciryl Gane to December 7th, UFC 310. But in the meantime, someone chomping at the bit is UFC light heavyweight Jailton Almeida, who's like, yo, bro, I'm here. Chama. But it sounds like that's playing on deaf ears because they've already rescheduled it for UFC 310. So better luck next time, bro. So another fight that we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for. And this one kind of breaks my heart because I was really looking forward to this. So it's another UFC 307 banger that's been put on the shelf. Aljamain Sterling taking on Movsar Evloev. It looks like Aljo sustained some type of an injury as well. Replacement was being sought after, but no one stepped up. So they're going to have to wait. And it looks like we're also just going to have to stick around and wait, just like we did for the Volkov and Ciryl Gane fight, because they're throwing this on UFC 310, December 7th. So Movsar Evloev, Aljamain Sterling, still going down. All right, let's talk a little jiu-jitsu here. So I jumped super late on this train. PGF, this is Professional Grappling Federation. This was streamed the entire round, which was like 5 days of jiu-jitsu on YouTube. Last year, I can't remember who the coaches were, but the up-and-coming seasons just got announced, and the 4 coaches for this season are going to be Roger Gracie, Dean Lister, Carlos Machado, and Pedro Sauer. So the participants have not been announced yet, but I'm wondering if we're going to have some awesome participants, because the last season was just a few months shy of ADCC and CGI, so they might not have been able to get a full roster of fighters, even though they did have a lot of sick up-and-coming fighters and even some ADCC guys in there. I remember Andy Varela was in there, and there was a couple of other guys that were in there getting some scraps. So stay tuned. As soon as they announce these participants, you know they're going to be fighting for $100K in team prizes, $20,000 to the playoff champion, and it's going to go down November 3rd through the 8th. And it says that the regular season and the draft is going to go down on YouTube, with the finale being streamed on UFC Fight Pass. So I have more to come as we hear more. All right, let's talk some UFC fight announcements here, man. So they're coming quick and heavy to round out the year. First one up, Looks like it's going to be a UFC fight night going down November 23rd. Petr Yan taking on Diaz and Figueiredo, and I have no doubt that this is going to be a number one contender fight. So the winner here could be potentially taking on the winner between Umar and Merab, if that's what ends up going down. Got something to say about that in a bit. All right, another announcement. Number 6 light heavyweight, Volkan Oezdemir taking on number 10 up-and-coming light heavyweight fighter, Carlos Ulberg. So Ulberg starting to develop that resume, and Oezdemir is next on his list. So this should be a very, very entertaining fight. Speaking of entertaining, newcomer to the UFC, but not newcomer to mixed martial arts, man on the screen, Rainier de Reader, better known as RDR. He's bringing his talents to the UFC, and his first opponent is going to be Gerald Meerschaert. Now, I don't know if RDR is really going to turn into a champ at this division, but he is here to give us some entertaining fights. He's a wizard on the ground. His stand-up could use some help, so I'm sure that some good coaches that he's going to meet within the UFC, possibly at the PI, help him develop them hands a little bit so that way he can survive with the big sharks in the UFC. But I'm looking forward to this. It looks like they're going to throw down UFC Vegas 100 at the Apex. All right, check this out. I don't know if you guys heard this or not, but Diego Lopes is itching for another fight before the end of the year, and he even threw the name Alexander Volkanovski in there. Well, Volk heard wind of this, and he's like, yo, bro, I don't know what you've been hearing. I don't know what you're talking about, because I've already been told I'm fighting for the title next. What? What the fuck? How is that even possible? After getting smoked like that in his last fight against Topuria, why would they let him do that again? I think this Diego Lopes fight would be great for both guys. It would help Volk take on possibly a lesser dangerous opponent, but I don't know. As a fan, I'm excited about this. I would love to see this at the end of the year. Stay tuned, stick around. What do you guys think, though? Do you guys think that Volk deserves? I mean, I guess he deserves a title shot since he was the champ for so long, but do we really need to see a rematch with him and Topuria? I don't know. All right. Another fight that just will not go away. Nate Diaz taking on Vicente Luque. Why will this fight not just go away? And it looks like they're trying to ruin my birthday by throwing it on UFC 310 card, December 7th. Do not do this. Yeah, please don't. Please do not do that to us. All right, guys? All right. So we're a few weeks removed from UFC 306. Remember that? UFC Noche, where Merab Dvalishvili took the belt from Sean O'Malley. And the only thing we've been hearing out of Sean's mouth since then is that he won the fight. And he's even claiming that he won rounds 1, 3, and 5. I don't know what he's talking about. I could see him winning round 5. But other than that, nah, definitely not. So Merab is all for this, obviously, because that's a better matchup for him than facing Umar, who's a freaking nightmare for him since he's going to pretty much nullify the wrestling. So he's going to have a stand-up war with him, which is what he doesn't want. So you guys know that Sean was claiming that he had a torn labrum, so he's going to get hip surgery, but he wants this to go down for November 16th at the Garden. So, or actually, this is what Merab's response is. Merab says, after being messaged by Sean's asking Merab to push for the rematch. Here's Merab's response. I hear O'Malley thinks he won the fight and is looking for a rematch. If he wants it, he can have it. Let's do November 16th at the Garden, and then I'll defend the title against whoever the UFC wants me to fight next. What do you think? I'm Team Merab. I would love that because that would give him another title defense against an opponent that he already beat. They already feel confident in, and I'm pretty sure he'd get the W, and then that would just push back the Umar fight eventually. But I don't think the UFC is going to go for this. Sorry, Sean, you got smoked, bro. All right, little BJJ stuffs here. Last week, I mentioned this BJJ Bingo Board or BJJ Awards, maybe. That's probably a better title for this, but check this out. The entire card has been filled out. Check out last week's episode as I went over the first 12. Now I'm going to go over the last 12 winners. One tournament wonder. I don't even know who that is. I'm going to have to look that up. But most aggressive, that's Toquino. Check that guy out. UFC legend, ADCC nightmare, who used to rip heel hooks and not give a F about anything, including the referee or his opponent's life. Best BJJ skills. Check that out. That is none other than Rafa Mendes, the one, the only, the wizard. Used to throw down and have some sick ass matches with Cobrina back in the day in both IBJJF and ADCC. If you're a fan of old school jiu-jitsu, and if you're not, and you're just a fan of jiu-jitsu, go back and watch, because they are some sick matches. And last but not least, highest fight IQ in BJJ, given to none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Leandro Lo. Rest in peace, bro. Miss you. All right. Check out our boy Mason Fowler drilling with his boy Caio. And it does.
What do you mean?
As it appears that Caio is trying to show Mason a pass. And this is what you don't do. All right, white belts. This is for everybody out there. Never question professor, because you might say, hey, you can't do A. Well, he's going to show you how he can do A, B, C, D, E, whatever he or she wants. Check this out.
I don't think that's actually going to work.
What do you
I don't think
mean?
you should put that on online training.
Why would it not work?
I mean, you wouldn't be able to pass if I had you in this lapel wrap here. It wouldn't work. You wouldn't be able to pull my arm up.
I wouldn't be able to pull. I'm not pulling the arm. I'm pulling the lapel.
Have you ever passed me like that?
I am pulling the lapel.
But have you ever actually passed me like that?
I don't want to pass. I am pulling the lapel to bring your arm up.
Look, I'm going to just take the arm down.
Oh, yeah?
Go.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead. No,
Wait. Can you record? Is it still recording? Okay.
When someone says, are you recording this? That's when you know you messed up. All right.
Stay like that. Don't cut.
Yeah.
Okay. Try to pull your arm back.
Okay, fine. Try to pass.
Okay. Let me pull it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me pull it. Then you can. Okay.
Yikes.
It doesn't work.
Fuck.
Who said I was trying to pass? That was no bueno. Next time, just let him do the drill, bro. Keep your mouth shut. Let it move on. Hope this wasn't staged. I mean, I don't know, but if it is or isn't, for the cameras, whatever, it was entertaining. And hope you're all right, bro. Hope you're all right. All right, so check this out. This was asked on subreddit BJJ. How do you deal with people who go way too hard? I thought this was a good question for a lot of seasoned jiu-jiteros out there, including myself, who's a little older, who's been around the block for a while. So check out this question that was presented. I have this problem where my gym basically doesn't have too many people who show up to train on certain days. So I end up having to roll with people who I don't know too well. And usually they go balls through the roof. They're just using muscle, no technique at all. It's annoying since I'm trying to train a lot, but it's hard when I'm constantly getting smashed in my rolls. What do I do about this? Well, I would say don't show up on those days. Don't roll with them. If you're getting smashed in your rolls, maybe try changing your technique when you're rolling with these people. You know what I mean? This would be a really good test of your skills, of your knowledge, and it's good problem solving. You know what I mean? This is like real life stuff. So if your normal game's not working, then hey, this is jiu-jitsu telling you, you know what I mean? Like, I'm all for chill, slow flow rolls. You know, as an older guy, I don't want to get injured, but every once in a while I do appreciate going from 0 to 100, but when I'm ready for it. Not every roll, not every day, not on a normal Tuesday when we got to go to work on Wednesday. So I understand what the guy's talking about. You know, maybe avoid these type of people and just let them know right off the bat, hey, I'm not ready for an ADCC gold medal match right now. I just want to get a little flow roll, and let them know. You know, usually if your partner is not a douchebag, they'll just match your intensity. So if you keep it chill, they'll usually keep it chill. You know, what do you guys think out there? What type of advice were you have for this guy who's asking, how do you deal with people who go way too hard? Because you want to keep training. You know, everyone's paying. Everyone's got a regular job or school or family they want to go back home to. So let's train safe. Let's train smart. All right, let's talk about these UFC 307 bangers that are about to go down next week. 4 more sleeps. Let's look at the prelim bangers y'all gonna need to watch. It's gonna be the Cookie Monsters. Last fight in the octagon. Carlos Esparza taking on Tisha Pennington. Middleweight matchup you might want to keep your eyes peeled for. Cesar Almeida taking on Ior Boteria. And then the prelim main card, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson taking on Joaquin Buckley. That should be very, very fun to watch. I have no idea how that's going to go down. Wondering which version of Wonderboy is going to show up. But you know Wonderboy's always ready to bang. So let's see how it goes. And then the main card. What can I say about the entire card, man? Caitlin Vieira, Kayla Harrison, heck yes. Jose Aldo, Mario Batista, yup. Raquel Pennington, Juliana Pena, Alex Pereira, Khalil Roundtree. And I don't know if that Roman Dolidze, Kevin Holland fight is going to be the opening prelim fight or the first fight of the pay-per-view. But you got that one as well. So 4 more sleeps. Get ready for it, guys. All right. Last on the docket. I'm going to wrap the show up with this. UFC Fight Night live from Paris last night. Main event, Renato Moicano taking on Benoit Saint-Denis. And we should have known it was going to be a crazy effing card when we had weigh-ins that ended like this. Check this out. Eileen Perez on the scales, looking like she's about to die. She looks like she could barely even stand up. How did a doctor not jump in and check her vitals at this point? Because it looked like she's barely standing, man. Death looking over her shoulder. But no matter what, she was a trooper. She pulled through. She was a couple pounds overweight. Her opponent taking 20% of her purse. And Eileen ended up getting the W. She got a first round submission, I believe, if I'm mistaken. All right, check this out, man. Let's talk about this fight here. Morgan Charrier, I don't even know how you say this guy's name, taking on Gabriel Miranda, and I think this was in the second round. Check this out, man. What a freaking fight here. Morgan taking center, Gabriel stalking him, throwing a little fake jumping knee there, but watch this. They both exchanged leg kicks, and then Morgan's about to drop Miranda. You guys know I'm going to have to block these. I'm going to have to block the highlights here, but check this out. This is where it all goes down. So Morgan Charrier, I'm just going to call him Morgan. Morgan attempted a body lock takedown. Miranda tries to spin out, but as he spun out, he uses his right leg and kind of like hooks Morgan's junk, and that catches him and prevents him from spinning around, and where Morgan then just drops a left hook that sends Miranda to the canvas. Look at it. There it is. Bap! And then he follows it up with some ground and pound. Let's watch this from the takedown. Here's the takedown attempt. Watch this. Takedown attempt. No. Spins. Hooks that leg. Eats a left hook. And it's game over. All right, next fight. I did not know anything about this guy, but I do know about Matt Frevola, tough son of a gun, taking on, I don't know, UFC newcomer, Fares Ziam. And apparently, dude is a menace. This is round 3. Frevola looks like he has been in a dogfight all fight. And check this out. 2 minutes, 19 seconds. Ziam's got a body lock on Frevola. Frevola's trying to stand up. And at one point right here, Ziam's going to posture his elbow on Frevola's head. Look at, there it is. Boom. So it's almost like he was checking the distance, but right before he throws a high right knee that sends Matt to the ground and ends the night. Boom for him. But he was done. He didn't even need to land those follow-up shots, man. Let's watch that one more time from the knee. Here it is. 3, 2, boop. Man, lights out. Matt, that is bad news. Bad news, but welcome to the UFC, Ferris. See what we see next from you, bro. All right. Co-main event, Brendan Allen taking on Nasruddin Imavov. And this was a 3-round ass whooping on both parts because each guy took their turn putting their own game on the other guy. Unfortunately, Nasruddin's game was a little more intense than Brendan because when Brendan was in control, he was not landing the type of damage that Nasruddin was. And he ends up taking a unanimous decision over Brendan Allen. So now Nasruddin is at, right now, he was at number 4. He's going to stay at number 4. But now he's looking up. And so what I think should be next is a title eliminator fight between Nasruddin Imavov and Caio Borralho of MMA Nerds. As I heard, Sean Strickland's supposed to be taking on DDP. I don't know if they're going to try to schedule that in South Africa, as there's rumors that UFC is going over there in 2025, but we just don't know when. So if that does happen, then schedule this for early 2025, man. This would be awesome. And the winner from that fight could take on the winner of DDP, Sean Strickland. What do you guys think? Call me the matchmaker, man. Send me the check. All right, man. Main event, Renato Moicano taking on Benoit Saint-Denis. And I got to tell you all, I did not see this one coming. What a freaking ass whooping. I got the judges' scorecards on the screen, and all across the board, everybody gave Renato a 10-8 round. If you did not watch the fight, go back, go watch highlights. Renato displaying beautiful wrestling to get the takedown, use his jiu-jitsu passing game, threatened with submissions, and ended the night with strikes because he made it a living hell for Benoit Saint-Denis at every corner. Everywhere he tried to move, he met him with a submission attempt that pushed him a certain way, and then he just came down with elbows, came down with strikes. Doctors had to step in at the end of the fight, check them out. Check out what I have on the screen, man. This is the end of the fight. Doctors stepping in. Mark Goddard's listening to him. Poor Benoit Saint-Denis cannot, there's no way he can see out of those eyes, and there was nothing good that was going to happen. So I'm actually glad that the doctor stepped in and put a stop to this at the end of round 2. So was it round 2 or was it at the beginning? Oh, yeah, it was leading into round 3. So at the end of round 2, check that out, 10-8. And then round 1, actually round 2, the judges were giving it to Benoit Saint-Denis. So I don't know what they were talking about. I mean, the beatdown did subside quite a bit, but I still would have probably gave round 2 to Renato. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that, but it doesn't even matter because the doctor stepped in. And then Renato gets on the mic, and what does he do? He does his Renato thing. Right now, he's currently at number 11 in the rankings. I believe Benoit was at number 12, so he's not going to be moving up. But he did call out 2 fighters, and he called it easy money. Who are those 2 fighters? He called out Paddy Pimblett and Dan Hooker. I think one of those for sure is an easy money fight, and the other one is going to be a massacre. But I would be down for either one of those fights. Dan Hooker at number 5. Paddy is below Renato, but hey, it would still be an entertaining fight. And that could headline another UFC fight night. What do you guys think? Right? All right, y'all. That is a wrap. That's all I got for this week. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed that episode. 4 more sleeps, UFC 307, Chama. And one more, because one more sleep, as I'm going to release my interview with the founder of Savage Technique, Dick DeLeon. So check that out. Dropping soon. Until next week, crew. Chingasos crew out. Peace.
Demolition, and there's that right hand. They're duking it out. Mount Barber right hand. Takayama. Boom.
Green trunks for the southpaw, the notorious Conor McGregor. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo Jr. Conor relaxed, smiling. Oh!
Nate Diaz, he just shook up the world. How's that feel? Hey, I'm not surprised.